Today, Sunday, December 15th, Branch 41 Merged stood strong and united in our second rally outside the branch office, sending a powerful message. Reject this proposed contract. Letter carriers, stewards, and leaders from across the country gathered, some traveling from as far as Hawaii, California, Pennsylvania, and New Jersey, to stand shoulder to shoulder and demand better. Even Congresswoman Nicole Maliotakis from Staten Island and southern Brooklyn joined us, showing her support for fair treatment and wages for letter carriers.
Thank you, John. Thank you all for coming out today and fighting for yourselves, fighting for the future of the Postal Service and for the future employees. Look, I understand that you guys are going through a difficult time right now and that you've been fighting to get a fair contract. And I just wanted to come by and give you some encouragement to keep up the fight. Because as you know, when I first got elected, one of the biggest things we pushed for were the postal reforms. Because it was really unfair that you were having to pay for health care for future employees that aren't even born yet. And that was the fight that we had back then. And we won that fight. And we won that fight by sticking together and making sure that people knew how you were being so treated unfairly compared to every other federal employee in our government. And we fixed that wrong. Now, we have to make sure that we fix the other wrong, and that is of you going without a contract, which you deserve. And the fact that we have postal workers that make a mere $21,000, letter carriers, who are out there working hard. You know, it's physical labor. Yes. Yes. You're doing it in the elements. Yes. Yes. Rain, sleet, snow. Yes. Only Santa Claus does that stuff. And the postal workers. Yes. Through COVID. Right? You did it through COVID, that's right.
Thank you.
And you're dealing with a lot. You know, crime in a city like ours. We've heard too many stories of our letter carriers being attacked, assaulted, robbed.
We're not allowed to fight back.
And you deserve to be treated with dignity and respect and be paid a fair living wage for the work that you do. Period. To stand with all of you, to let you know that I will continue to be a voice in support of our letter carriers. And I want you to know that you have a friend. We've worked very closely. You have a good president. You have a very good president. So, look, I'm proud to represent Staten Island and southern Brooklyn. And I'm proud that your union has united together, because I think the more that you are together and united in this fight, the more you will succeed. And I will be your friend and ally in this. So thank you, everyone, and keep up the fight, and God bless you all.
National Vice President James Henry was also in attendance, along with many members of the concerned letter carriers movement.
Man of the hour, our future president, James Henry.
I'm talking about. Good morning.
Good morning.
How are you?
Fine.
I tell you, it is definitely an honor to be out here and be with my brothers and sisters. And I mean that in the literal sense, not the figurative sense. You know, we're family. Each and every one of you could have been anywhere else this morning.
That's right.
On your day off, and you decided to come out here.
That's right.
Why? Because this tentative agreement, in addition to the solidarity that we have one another, falls woefully short of what is deserving of the letter carriers. Now, by your rousing response, let me ask you, who thinks that we deserve a better wage? Who believes that we deserve better working conditions? Who believes that we deserve better benefits? Not only should we deserve them, we deserve to be the leaders of better working conditions and benefits. And the thing is here is that I'm here today because of you. The letter carriers is who is first and foremost in my mind, first and foremost in my heart. This is what we're supposed to be about, a union, about being together, about working. There is no reason whatsoever that we should not have a living wage as a union and as letter carriers. As was stated earlier by the Congresswoman, that we have endured all kinds of calamities, and you have been the face for the public, for the Postal Service, about what has happened and that we deserve to be treated better. As I was sharing with the reporter earlier today, it is just not enough that is deficient. I think that what is being proposed to us is an affront and an insult to the letter carriers. And this is not something that should be occurring. Do you not agree with that?
Yes.
It's an insult to us.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Yes, it
Right?
is.
The fact of the matter is that you're here today and you're going to make your voice be heard, because this is one thing that I genuinely believe. Most of you know that I retired from the United States Marine Corps. And one of the things that they said and would teach us all the time is about when you lead from the front. I will not equivocate. I will not pretend that because of political reasons that I do not stand with you. I will not be apolitical. I will stand with you. I will not only fight for you, I will fight with you. And this is something that we all need to keep in mind here, is that there are certain things in this life that are worth fighting for.
That's right.
And if there's ever been a moment that we need to fight for since 1970, it is now. Because if we were to place our stamp of approval on this tentative agreement, do you think that the Postal Service in 2 short years from now is going to come back and offer us more?
No.
They will be disincentivized to give us any more than what we got. Now you tell me, the last collective bargaining agreement, are you better off now than when you were then?
No.
So how can now getting less be better for us going forward
Thank you.
as things
Thank you,
continue to rise?
Thank you.
So the fact of the matter is that we have to let them know resoundingly that this is unacceptable. When you receive your ballots in the mail, make sure that you don't write on the ballots, that make sure that your address is updated, NLC headquarters, that you just vote your vote no.
Thank you.
Because
Thank
if you do not, you are placing yourself in these circumstances where this is going to be more of the same later on. And like I said here, it's an insult to each and every one of us. So let's get out, let our voice be heard. Each one, reach one, make sure that you tell each and every letter carrier in the office that they make sure that they get out and vote, and make sure that they understand the significance of how important it is for them to vote. Because the job you save is going to be your own. God bless you.
There's another gentleman I want to bring up here for you. You guys can understand what the figures and the money in this contract is. He's running for National Business Agent at Region 12. Bill, my man.
No sleep till Brooklyn.
I like that. I like that.
Look, everything that James said and John's been saying, it's the same thing. We need to get the CCAs together. Look, this contract's going to be pivotal for certain things because the retirees cannot vote on this contract. So, with that being said, when the election comes around, we'll be able to gauge what's going to happen just from this vote no. If we lose, well, we got some work. We need to retool because we need to take out the higher management. We got to do what we got to do.
Right.
We need to protect the letter carriers. If you think that 1.3% is enough for your raise, when we were walking out in that rain the other day for 3 days straight, you're waterlogged, going home, you're soaking wet, you don't even know what's going on.
Word.
Been out delivering packages, probably like 2,000-3,000. I don't know what it's like up here in New York, but yeah, we got a lot.
Yes.
Do you think that's good for 1.3%?
No, it's not. Hell no.
We need to stand together. Everybody. We need to educate everybody. They need to vote no. I can't accept it. I can't even entertain it. We need to retain our CCAs, PTFs. They are the future of this union. Guys like us, we're going to be gone. We're old.
Yeah.
No sleep till Brooklyn.
Tell them again, baby Paul. Tell them again. No sleep till Brooklyn.
I want to give a shout out to a couple of branches that came here from around the country. That's my man Chris Reed. Hawaii.
Hawaii.
12-hour flight just to be here to support you guys. He also came here to get a chopped cheese. The first thing he did yesterday was eat a beef patty with cheese. It was the best thing in the world. So, you know, that's solidarity right there. That's right. My man from Florida, Rafael, where is he? Right there. He's my man from Connecticut.
Where?
Right there.
Connecticut in the house.
And the guys from Pennsylvania from Branch 274. We have one of our friends, Dr. Bart. Where are you?
What's up, Doc?
He's a supporter for NALC and Branch 41. He supports us and everything. Him and Dr. Sharp. Also, I want to thank John Lombardo. The fire truck is outside. We're going to ride me outside for a little while.
Right, John.
Get some work. Have a good time. Let's make the best of it. Also, I think some people from Long Island are here. Right here. New Jersey. Hold on. We got somebody from Louisiana. This young lady right here.
New Orleans.
Branch 36.
The energy on the streets was undeniable. Carriers held their signs high, voices loud, demanding fair wages, better working conditions, and real change. This contract proposal, featuring only a 1.3% wage increase and failing to address critical issues, is simply not good enough. We all know letter carriers deserve better. Carriers shared personal stories of their struggles with overtime, the ongoing abuse of Article 8, and the erosion of protections under Article 15. They spoke about the daily battles they face, not just from the elements but also from hostile working environments created by management. As letter carriers, we brave every condition imaginable: scorching heat, bitter cold, blizzards, hurricanes, and even deadly pandemics like COVID. During disasters like Superstorm Sandy, it was letter carriers who showed up when no one else could. We are the heartbeat of our communities, delivering mail no matter the challenge, but instead of being valued, we're forced to fight uphill battles daily. Assaults on carriers are rising, safety concerns are ignored, and management too often treats carriers as numbers, not people. The struggles we face on the workroom floor are relentless. Overburdened routes, forced overtime, harassment, and lack of support wear down even the most dedicated carriers. For over 500 days, National President Renfro promised us a historic contract. Instead, what we see now is a failure, a proposed agreement that disrespects the sacrifices we make and falls far short of what we've earned. Carriers today made their voices heard loud and clear. We reject this contract. We demand leadership that fights for us, not against us. We demand fair wages that keep up with the cost of living. We demand protections that make our work safe and sustainable. We demand respect for the critical work we do every single day.
So this year, we have the tentative agreement that's out right now. The ballots are just recently reaching out to the East Coast. Now, The reason why I say that we vote no against this contract, not just prior to the 1.3% increase, what about the cost of living adjustments that all our letter carriers in between C and N are not receiving a full COLA? What about the 16.7 to say that they put you out on annual leave if you get put out on emergency placement? Management has weaponized 16.7 for many, many years. It has put a burden on our carriers financially. It has hurt their families. So you know what? Our union needs to stand up more. Our leadership up above needs to do a lot more for our membership, which is not being done. You know, we voted this gentleman in many years ago, a few years ago, to be our leader. We believed in him, but obviously he has failed us. So come 2026, we make sure we put the right person in, which would be James Henry and his team. Vote no, and that's just all I gotta say. A simple vote no.
Hello, my brothers and sisters. This is James Henry. It is really, truly an honor to be out here in Brooklyn this morning. The letter carrier showed up in force and showed that our voices will not be denied. It is exceedingly important that you make sure that your voice is heard as well. When you receive your ballot, make sure that we have a resounding no on that ballot, because the letter carriers' livelihoods are at stake. We deserve our due. And with that being said here, make sure that you reach out to every other letter carrier, pass the word on to them to make sure that they vote. There are things in this life that are worth fighting for, and here's a moment and time that we must stand up and fight for what we believe in. We deserve to be the leaders in the industry when it comes to wages, benefits, and working conditions. This tentative agreement, in my view, is an affront to everything that letter carriers have demonstrated that they're worthy of. So, brothers and sisters, let your voices be heard. Let them know that we will not be denied. 1.3 is not for me. God bless you guys. Merry Christmas.
Good morning. I'm Luther A. McCoy, the Executive Vice President of Branch 41. 40 years of dedicated service. I'm here this morning to tell you that we're here in protest of a tragedy of what this contract is representing for us. We're looking for new leadership. We're looking for stability. We're looking for the future. There's no way that we can survive of the current wages, the current health coverage, all the things that we are fighting for. We need change. So right now, especially under the CLC, we're hoping that they can change. We say no to this contract, and we hope and pray that we will make a difference and stand on solidarity. People are coming from all over the land, all over the world, to see that here, staying out of Brooklyn at the merge, that we're going to do the right thing. So from my house to your house, we hope that we fight, we do the fight, we stand on principle, and everything will be all right. Branch 41, God bless you, and God bless America.
Article 15 changes. We just found out about them last Tuesday. Okay, the ballots already went out. We didn't have any idea about what the changes were going to be, except that the old DRP memo was going to be eliminated. So I looked at the new one as soon as the contract came out and went right to page 199. What did I see? I saw some changes that referred to evaluation of the B team. So I really didn't have a problem with that, but then when I thought about it, now you have the elimination of the old DRP memo. Now, why is that a problem? Well, we've used that to our advantage in the grievance procedure. I believe it's question number 6. The old DRP memo, which is slated to be eliminated from this contract if it's approved. That said that the time limit for a lower level supervisor to respond to a grievance is the filing date. So the subsequent level later on at the formal A, if the lower level supervisor wanted to add something, we argued that it should be disregarded specifically because of that. Now this is something that's going to be eliminated. That's a problem. Also, when you look at the Article 8 provisions, it's a recipe for disaster, and for one thing, it's definitely not going to be fair. And why is that? Equitability. These equitability grievances have huge payouts. Now, how could this not be fair? You're gonna volunteer to work more than 12 hours. So, what does that mean? It means that the hours beyond 12 are not counted towards equitability. How does that impact fairness to the carriers? Well, if management favors a certain group of ODL carriers, they're going to give them the time beyond 12 hours. Other carriers, maybe they don't like them. They want to make as much money as possible. They're going to be skipped over. And what's their recourse? At the end of the quarter, those hours don't count towards equitability. So as long as they get 12, that is what you call disparate treatment and disparaging treatment, and that's just another of the many reasons why this contract is absolutely horrible. And if you have any respect, you must reject.
All right, brothers and sisters. Richie Ray, second vice president for Branch 41Merged. Okay, this contract is shit. Bottom line is, guys, listen. The Ray sucks, the language sucks, and Article 8 been rewritten sucks. I know you've been hearing me as a broken record, but the bottom line is, this is our time to fight. This is our time to stand up for ourselves. And I need every letter carrier to stand up and vote. And you gotta vote no. Let's take our chance at interest arbitration. Don't be afraid. Okay, people are afraid to lose. What are you losing? What are you losing? This contract passes. What are you losing? We lost already. We're already lost. Okay, we have a contract now, in my opinion. Collective bargaining, it has no price tag, and management doesn't respect it. And management will never respect it. But we have Article 15, and if we file grievances, we hold them accountable, and we get compensated. What do you think is going to happen if this contract passes? What do we lose? We get an automatic 50%, and that is it? No failure to comply? We can't even file an Article 8 violation? Now listen, brothers and sisters, think about something. 30 years on the job. You're going to be required, if you're on the ODL, to work more than 60 hours, more than 12 and a half hours. But a CCA on the job for 3 months is going to have a cap. Think about that, okay? This is not keeping us equal. It's making us more divided. And what about table 1 and table 2? There's 3 pay scales, okay? We are already divided. We cannot pass this contract. Trust me when I tell you, let's take our chance at interest arbitration. We got nothing to fear.
My name is Eddie Pinero. I'm the Secretary Treasurer for Branch 41 Merged. My biggest gripe out of this whole contract is it's an Article 10 issue in regards to what they were saying that they're going to get administrative leave. Everywhere I looked at in regards to administrative leave, when you donate something, whether you donate stem cells, platelets, an organ, the only one that's getting the administrative leave is the donor, not the recipient. And I don't think that's right. I don't know if they misprinted that or they forgot that there is a recipient of a donor of platelets, stem cells, and so on and so forth. But, you know, besides contractually what you're getting, 1.3, do you deserve 1.3? If you did, then you think low of yourself, because 1.3 is nothing, okay? Nothing. Sales tax in New York City alone is 8.875%. So you get 1.3, guess what? You're short 7.5, 7.7. So money keeps coming out of your pocket. This is not a great contract. Okay, please vote no.
Name is Alvaro Rodriguez, better known as A-Rod at Branch 41. I have many titles in here. I'm a former A-Rep, shop steward for the last 15 years at East New York Station. 29 years in the post office. In my 29 years, I've never seen a more garbage contract for the carriers. It's unfortunate that this is supposedly a historic contract for us. Unfortunately, it's a historic disaster. All right, this doesn't help anybody. No future carriers and no old carriers. So your best option, and it's the recommendation of all of us at Branch 41, make sure you vote no. Fill out that ballot properly so it will not be discounted.
My name is Carmelo LaSalle Jr. Everybody knows me as Mello, trustee for Branch 41. CCA organizer, former A, shop steward. Amen. I want everybody to vote no. We need better wages, better formality for everybody to work, and we just say no. Vote no, everyone. You know, our future's in the hands of us, the carriers. We gotta vote. We gotta let them know we stand out. All right, we make the last choice. So let's vote no.
Hello, everyone. My name is Deborah McDowell. I've been a carrier soon to be 38 years. I think we should vote no for this contract. I've been around a while, and this is one of the worst contracts I've seen. I'm on my way out. I'm past the end of the tunnel. I'm standing on the outside. But for everyone who has to come behind me, they should have better working conditions. The price of things is out here today are not cheap. And I want my fellow brothers and sister carriers to have a good living, to be able to keep the roof over their head, to be able to keep the gas on, to not choose between one thing or the other. They should be able to enjoy everything that I've enjoyed and more. So to all of you out there, vote no for this contract, and most of all, happy holidays, Merry Christmas, Happy Kwanzaa, whatever you celebrate, from my house to yours. Thank you. Be safe.
My name is Mohammed. I'm a letter carrier in Parkville Station, Brooklyn, New York. We as a carrier deserve more than 1.3. Mr. Renfro went to negotiate for 2 years, and all the best thing he ever got is 1.3. 1.3 is historic, like he said. Historic screwing us. Historic when every meeting. Do not be afraid to vote no. Voting no send a message that we deserve more. If we accept this contract, we not getting 1.3 next contract. We getting 0 next contract. But by voting no, we'll send a message to them that we deserve better. We work in the rain, snow, COVID. We did a lot of COVID. No, everybody was sitting home and we was working. A lot of carriers took the chance of getting sick and making their family sick. I got COVID while I was working. I had a carrier get COVID when he was working. A CCA got COVID. Nobody did anything for us. We was here every day working hard, 12, 14 hours during the pandemic. And what did we get? 1.3. We deserve more than 1.3.
My name is Chris Reed. I'm the president of Kailua Kona, Hawaii, Branch 5516. And I believe we should vote no on this contract. One big thing for me is the Article 8 changes. In there, you see that non-ODLs, if they want to, can volunteer to work over 11 and a half. The contract is cleared. Article 8.5F is a controlling provisions for the work hour limitations for non-ODLs. And they are not supposed to work more than 10 hours in a day, yet we're allowing them to. So what happens when we file the grievance? And what happens when we take it to arbitration? Management's going to claim in hearing that, well, the union negotiated this to where they can volunteer to work beyond 11 and a half, when they're not even supposed to be required to work beyond 10. This contract's not fair to us, it's not fair to the carriers, and it's not fair to any union member in this organization. I say to vote no. If right now, we got to reject the contract, and in 2026, we got to vote Renfro out.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Antoine Murray, letter carrier for almost 26 years. Director of Safety and Health of Branch41Merged, Brooklyn and Staten Island. The message is clear. This contract is not good for us. We did great by this country during the worst times, like COVID and these storms where Sandy, we was out here. We was on the front line, and we did our absolute best to bring you your packages in your mail. And it's unfortunate that, we always fighting against management for treating us wrong or not giving us what we deserve. It's a tragedy that we have to actually fight with our union leaders to get what we deserve. So with that being said, when your ballots come in the mail, please reject it. Do not write no extra things on it. Color in the square box. Put it back in the mail. Mail it off immediately. We don't want no excuses on why our vote is not heard. So please, carriers, please reject this tentative agreement. Let's go to arbitration and let's get better.
Branch 41, Merged's rally today sent a message that cannot be ignored. The fight for a fair contract is just beginning. Carriers everywhere must unite, reject this agreement, and push for the change we deserve. Our work is hard, our sacrifices are countless, and our voices are strong. Together, we will fight, and we will win.